Senate Bill 357, an act concerning the expansion of the beverage container redemption provisions to include water bottles. JFS to the floor.
Late last week, the Environment Committee voted on two recycling bills, SB 357, an act expanding the current bottle bill to include water bottles, and HB 5138, an act concerning private, municipal, and state recycling. There was a lengthy discussion in the committee about last year's effort to pass an expanded bottle bill, which passed in the Senate, but was then sent by the House to the General Law Committee, where it died, never reaching the House floor for a vote.
This bill before us is different in several respects than the bill that passed the Senate last year, and I'm wondering if, for purposes of edification for the members of this committee, you could outline those significant areas of differences, please.
Certainly. What we're doing is adding just water bottles, or attempting to, just water bottles to the redemption program. Last year's bill involved the containers of all shapes and sizes. We felt that was part of the problem. We also are adding to the redemption the handling fee. We're going to have an amendment on that also, lowering it from 3 to 2. That'll be coming along. But those are the two main changes that we find here.
We passed a bill last year that covered everything, and this year this is already covered. This year we're going to pass a bill that covers that. I don't get it. If you're against the bottle bill because you believe single stream or other recycling is the right way to go, then you should vote against this bill, whether it's on water or on all drinks, juices, and teas. If you're for the bottle bill, to put it on water and not on this is ridiculous. It's illogical. It makes no sense. If there's an argument that the bill will pass if we don't put it on juices and teas, then the juice and tea lobby seems to be too strong in the Connecticut legislature. There is no logic behind it. What I was going to do was offer an amendment which was last year's bill that passed the Senate. Here's the good news. We know it has the votes to pass the Senate. Okay? So then the question is, what's going on in the House of Representatives? It never got up for a vote, and you know, I don't think it didn't get up for a vote because it was on iced teas and juices and waters. I don't think it's any more likely to get a vote in the House of Representatives because it's just water. It doesn't make any sense to me. I have never heard, I've yet to hear, I'm willing to hear, a logical argument as to why one of these three shouldn't have a deposit on it.
The reason that water is targeted as opposed to all of the drinks is those are the bottles that are winding up in our parks, on our beaches, and are becoming much more of a litter problem overall, as opposed to the other drinks, which generally are taken home and consumed there. It's the water that has become the big litter problem. Senator McKinney.
Actually, and with all due respect, because I think the chair knows I have great affection for him, that's just actually not accurate. The reality is that many people buy their bottled water and reuse the bottle again. Many people actually reuse these. They'll fill them up with like we have got the water here. People do not reuse these. So yes, people do litter. Yes, people litter their Coke bottles and their Pepsi bottles, which have deposits, but they're littering their juices and teas too.
There's an attitude out there, and I don't know whether it's because we fostered it. I don't know how it got there, but these young people, nickel and dimes don't mean anything to them. So maybe we think we're going to do something good, but I'm not quite sure we are. Again, I had during testimony, I had a distributor from my area, a recycler, and he's going to be out of business because of this bill.
Well, I'm going to vote against this bill, but I'm not going to do it because I don't believe in recycling. And this has been painted as an argument that is either pro-recycling or anti-recycling, and that is not what it is. But I just don't believe that this is the way to do it. What I think this does is it makes things more expensive for folks, particularly water, in this case. So I support the concept of recycling. I think it's tremendously important. But I don't think it's fair to paint this as a pro-recycling or anti-recycling vote. And I don't think it's fair to say that this will raise recycling awareness and make us realize it's important to recycle plastic water bottles. We know that. We just need to make it easier for folks. And I don't think putting a deposit on a bottle does that.
the bottle bill as it was originally formulated was convenient, but this would not be. And I believe the solution that we do have one before us today with single stream recycling, which I think will, return bottles of all kinds to the waste stream and to be recycled. So I think that, the bottle bill worked for its time and for the particular circumstances, but this won't, as well as some other solutions we have.
I think it's important, as people are using the recycling bill as an argument against this, to say that these two bills are meant to coexist. The recycling bill was never developed instead of the bottle bill as we know it. And I've been trying to get answers about this concept that when you take those plastics out of the recycling stream, that it hurts the development of single stream. I think we need single stream. I think we need it now in Connecticut. I think it's an excellent idea. But I did discover this morning that Maine indeed has a bottle bill on everything. Senator McKinney's question, they have every kind of container has a deposit on it. And indeed in Maine, they're still investing in and developing single stream technology. So this idea that they are opposed to each other is just wrong-headed.
I believe that a perfect bill would include everything from the little tiny single-serve liquor bottles, which do litter our streets, all the way up to the beverage containers that are in the bill now, and the water bottles. But through many years of trying to pass this, it appears that the best opportunity to pass an expansion of the bottle bill is to begin with water. And that is because there is not as much residue in the water bottles, and it is less volume than if we did everything at once.
I will support the amendment. I think we'll be talking to you again about trying to to work on this the water bill portion of this later on, because for the very concerns that have been expressed here today, the expanded bill is the one that's had trouble passing. So I take you at your word, and I look forward to working with you in either situation, Senator.
The Strike All amendment was approved, and the bill passed the Environment Committee by a vote of 18 to 10. This bill now expands the bottle bill to not only water, but also juices, teas, and sports drinks. The bill now goes to the Senate for further action. The committee also approved the single-stream recycling bill, HB 5138, by a vote of 29 to 0. This bill now goes to the House.